Hey everyone, and welcome back. We've been living and breathing Noah Hawley's Alien Earth since day one, breaking down every new specimen, every corporate betrayal, and every heartbreaking moment of the hybrid's journey. And after that incredible Season 1 finale, The Real Monsters, there is one single, silent, and utterly brilliant moment that I cannot stop thinking about. It's not Wendy's triumphant "now we rule." It's not Boy Cavalier's final maniacal laugh in his cell. It's the moment a dead man stood up on a beach. I'm talking, of course, about the T, Ocellus, the eyeball creature, and its calculated, chilling decision to abandon its jar and take residence in the corpse of Arthur Sylvia. This wasn't a random act of survival. This was a strategic masterstroke, and the how and why behind it are absolutely mind-boggling. So today, we're not doing a full episode recap. We are doing a deep, focused dive into this one specific event. How did the T. Ocellus find Arthur? Why him of all possible hosts? And what does this tell us about the true nature of this creature and its terrifyingly intelligent plan for Season 2? Let's tackle the first, most immediate question. How did it even find Arthur? The creature was contained in Boy Cavalier's lab for most of the episode. Arthur's body washed up on a remote part of the beach. There are no cameras there. No one reported the location. So how? My personal opinion? We have been grossly underestimating the T. Ocellus's sensory and connective capabilities. We've seen that Wendy can interface with Prodigy's technology. The cameras, the doors, the systems. What if the T. Ocellus can do something similar, but on a more fundamental biological level? Think about it. Prodigy's entire facility is a hybrid of advanced technology and harvested alien biology. The very walls might have a low-level biosignature. My theory is that the T. Ocellus isn't just a creature in the facility. It tapped into the facility's own network. It could have been passively monitoring every camera feed, every comms channel, since the moment it was brought online. It heard the security reports. It saw the initial discovery of the body. Or it tracked the biodecay signature of a known human, Arthur, through the island's sensor grid. But here's the kicker. It didn't just know where Arthur was. It knew who he was. And this leads us to the why. Boy Cavalier wanted to give it a guard, or Morrow, a strong, disposable body. The T. Ocellus waited. It bided its time until the chaos of the hybrid uprising provided the perfect cover to escape. And then it went straight for the one host no one else would want. A dead man. This was not a random choice. This was a genius-level strategic decision. Let's break down why Arthur is, ironically, the perfect vessel. Total knowledge. Arthur Sylvia was, along with his wife Dame Sylvia, one of the chief architects of the hybrid program. He knew the children. He knew their original personalities, their strengths, their weaknesses. He designed their new bodies. He knows the science behind Prodigy's entire immortality project. By taking Arthur's body, the T. Ocellus isn't just getting a pair of legs. It's accessing the central database on its most powerful potential rivals, the hybrids. It saw how Wendy controlled the xenomorph. It understands their power. To counter a threat, you must understand it. The T. Ocellus just downloaded the definitive guide. The ultimate camouflage. Who would suspect a corpse? To Weyland-Yutani troops arriving, he's a casualty. To the hybrids, he's a tragic figure, their deceased father. He can move with a level of freedom a snarling xenomorph or a bizarre plant creature never could. He can walk right into a room and people might be horrified, but they might also listen, especially if he starts speaking with Arthur's knowledge. A psychological weapon. Imagine the impact on Dame Sylvia, on the hybrids, on Boy Cavalier. Seeing Arthur walking and talking, but knowing it's not him. That is a deep, psychological horror that this creature is now capable of wielding. It's a ghost, haunting the very people who created this nightmare. This wasn't an escape. It was an upgrade. Okay, so we have a hyper-intelligent entity now piloting the body of a genius. What's its next move? This is where it gets really interesting. You mentioned a solo versus squad scenario, and that's a very strong possibility. The Ocellus has never shown any kinship with the other specimens. It observed the facehugger attack on Arthur with what seemed like clinical curiosity, not camaraderie. It exists on a different plane, a consciousness of pure intellect. The xenomorphs are perfect biological weapons, but they are driven by base instincts to hunt and propagate. The Ocellus seems driven by a desire to understand, control, and survive. It's entirely possible that it sees every other entity on the island, human, hybrid, and alien, as a variable to be managed or eliminated. A war against the hybrids, who now command the xenomorphs, would be a battle for ultimate dominion over Terra Nova. A solo versus squad scenario is definitely on the table. But let me offer another, even more terrifying possibility. Alliance. What if the Ocellus doesn't want to destroy Wendy? What if it wants to talk? We've established that Wendy can communicate with non-human intelligence. The Ocellus is arguably the most intelligent non-human on the island. It witnessed her power. Could Season 2 give us a scene where Arthur approaches Wendy, not with violence, but with a proposition? A meeting of minds to discuss the real enemies, the corporations that will never stop coming for them. An alliance between the biomechanical children and the ancient psychic intelligence would be an unstoppable force. This is the most optimistic theory, and I have to say, the evidence for it is thin, but fascinating. What if the Ocellus is, at its core, not malicious? What if its actions are ultimately meant as a warning? You asked, who would it warn? The corporations are irredeemable. The hybrids are children, powerful but naive. Perhaps the T. Ocellus recognizes that the true threat isn't any one species on the island, but the inevitable consequence of their existence, the attraction of more predators from the stars. What if it knows that the events on Terra Nova are a beacon, drawing the attention of even greater cosmic horrors? By taking Arthur's form, it gains the credibility to deliver a message. It could be trying to unite the warring factions against a common external enemy. It's a long shot, but it would reframe the entire creature from a villain to a tragic, Cassandra-like figure, doomed to show a truth no one wants to hear. Which brings me to my final and darkest theory. What if the Ocellus isn't just a survivor or a warning system? What if it's a great filter? In astrophysics, a great filter is a hypothetical barrier that prevents life from progressing to interstellar civilization. What if the Ocellus is a naturally occurring or engineered filter? Its purpose? To seek out planets where life has advanced to a point of technological hubris, where they play with forces they don't understand, like genetic engineering and alien biology. and then reset them. It's not trying to start a war. It's trying to end a cycle. Its goal might be the complete sterilization of the island, wiping the slate clean of Prodigy, Weyland-Yutani, the hybrids, and even the xenomorphs, which it might see as an unnatural abomination. It chose Arthur because he represents the pinnacle of the hubris it seeks to erase. This theory makes it the ultimate antagonist, a force of nature as cold and impartial as a virus. The brilliance of Alien Earth is that all of these theories are possible. The Ocellus' motives remain beautifully, terrifyingly opaque. Its escape and choice of host wasn't just a cool cliffhanger. It was a statement that the rules of the game have changed. The age of the brute force monster is over. The age of the intelligent, strategic, and patient threat has begun. What do you think? Is the Ocellus a new ally, the ultimate enemy, or something else entirely? Let's talk about it in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching.